Like, no shit, you should be in a swamp, happy as can be, pissing rain, 30 degrees outside, been up for 48 hours, and that's your job. Everyone thinks that a sniper is all about shooting and shooting dudes in the face at, 3, 4 miles away. That is not true whatsoever. All right. I'm John Doe. I'm not going to put my name out there because of what I do, but you came to me. You and I used to be in the Marine Corps together, and I guess you're putting this thing together for kids or whoever is wanting to possibly dabble in the realm of the military, or like you're saying, you got other friends with businesses. I thought it's kind of cool what you're doing, to help them out as far as if you could watch a video, 15 years ago with the mixed pool of people, different backgrounds, different jobs, different salaries, what they do, what it takes to get there. That was really cool. So I agreed to go ahead and do this for you.
Okay.
But yeah.
So maybe before you get into it, you want to explain just why you can't or why you don't want to put your like face on there, just so that people
Oh
watching
yeah.
understand why like they're looking at a ceiling.
Yeah. Just because I'm still operating this billet as a scout sniper, I don't want my identity getting out there. Just in case either A, we do get called to go do something. Um, you do have multiple countries. They're constantly looking at social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, trying to identify key personnel to possibly target and or, slide in their DMs to try to get them to say some information that shouldn't be said. So because of that, I'd rather just go ahead and not show my face or my name.
Dope. It's all good. So who
Sorry.
are you and how did it begin?
So I'm actually pretty lucky with the way my story came about. Um, yes, I'm a scout sniper. I'm also a machine gunner. Also picked up an additional MOS as well in the infantry recently. But to get to a scout sniper platoon, the way that I did is very rare as far as I did not run a screener. And what a screener is, once you show up to the battalion, so obviously like you go through boot camp, you go to SOI, and if you're an infantry guy, you go through ITB, which is Infantry Training Battalion, or you go to MCT, Marine Combat Training. Now, at the end of the day, everyone is getting some sort of feel of weapons, qualifying on said weapons, your basic lane navigation, utilizing map and compasses, patrolling, except for ITB, that is your job. So you're going to a lot more in depth that that you went through it. Um, but typically, once you graduate SOI, you'll get to a unit, whether that be 3-8, 1-2, 2-3, doesn't matter. You're going to go to unit. Well, every single unit is going to have a sniper platoon. And that platoon is usually going to be a weapons company. When I say weapons company, you typically have 3 companies, and then you have your weapons company. So you might have Kilo, Lima, India, and then weapons. Within your weapons company, you're going to have your heavy machine gun platoon, you're going to have your 81 mortar section, and then you're going to have your scout sniper platoon and your rocket guys. In order to get into that, you have to wait until the platoon is running a screener. And what that's going to do is test you on your physical abilities, your mental abilities, your basic entry level 03 infantry skills. Because at the end of the day, you're still in the infantry. You're still going to perform as a basic infantryman. And if you can't master the basics, you're not going into the platoon. Now, with that being said, we look a lot for how mature are you? What is your attitude when it comes to, let's say, for instance, during our screener, where there's a land nav portion.
Mm-hmm.
And you might get to this point out of the swamp, middle of the night, and I go to give you your new grid to go to, and it's 20 clicks away, approximately 18 miles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to see if you look at me and say Roger that and start booking it, or you look at it and go, damn, this sucks, and you get all sad panda face. Well, that tells me possibly you're not up for this job. Like, no shit, you should be in a swamp, happy as can be, pissing rain, 30 degrees outside, been up for 48 hours, and that's your job. Everyone thinks that a sniper is all about shooting and shooting dudes in the face at 3 4 miles away. That is not true whatsoever. All these movies are not true at all, 100%. Um, our job is to gather information, turn it over to our security guys, and they turn it into intelligence. So
Word.
we take pictures, we'll infiltrate, um, observe the enemy, report back to our battalion commander and/or company commander, whoever we're in support of, and based off that derived information, they're going to decide how they want to employ their forces. And maybe we do get to take part in that we do get to take a shot. Most likely, it's going to be us controlling surface fire, so your artillery, your mortars, or it could be CAS when we start controlling aircraft. Um, wow, I really went off on a tangent there.
It's all
We're still
good.
talking about
It's
like
all
how to
good.
get
I mean,
to.
it's fine, man. It's all good information. One question I had for you though, you said every unit has a sniper platoon. It's probably every infantry unit, right?
Yeah, yes, you're right. Every infantry unit. So you got the infantry guys, and then you got the non-infantry guys, which they call POGs, which is personnel other than grunt. Nothing against them, but at the end of the day, if you're not in the infantry, you're in support of the infantry. But everyone serves a key purpose. That's 100%.
So
100%.
back when we were youngins or whatever, I don't know. It I feel like there was some kind of like divide or there was some kind of separation. As you get older, you kind of realize that it's one team, one fight, whatever the fuck they want to like, you know, say or
Yes,
however. But the I don't know, being a young infantry dude, it's like you're ready to just throw down. You're just ready to fight everybody, and it doesn't matter. So I don't.
oh yeah, man. Especially when we got, especially when we got from Afghanistan. Yeah, we're seniors. We got 5 ribbons. All you other guys got 1 or 2 ribbons. We're badass.
Yeah.
And like taking that, back then in the day
hmm
to now, like that complete mindset, and going back to if you do go out for something, what they're looking for, you can't have that attitude.
Yeah.
Like you are not almighty. Like
Yep.
everyone serves a purpose,
Yep.
and you need to what's the word? You need to appreciate it and be grateful for it.
hmm
It's all about networking. It's all about friendship. Who do you know in different units that can help you out? And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, your guys need to know whether they are the shooter or they're the radio operator or they're the point man or they're just like the slack man that you know just does what it's told. They serve a purpose,
Yeah.
and being that
There's a reason
leader,
why they're
being able
there.
to yes, and they need to know that like, hey man, without you, we cannot complete this mission. We cannot do this job. You serve a purpose
Yeah.
and empower that individual. They're going to want to work for you more.
Yeah. Man, we're two completely different people, I feel like now. At least in that sense. I think a lot of my core values and stuff are the same, and I still try to keep myself as hard even though I know I'm not, but like the mentality and the thought process is a lot more different. Like I think a lot more now. I feel like
Oh, absolutely.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I've seen it change. Like when we hit the fleet and we were little babies and we were getting jacked up by our seniors, and they would drink beers and come in and mess with us. Like that's all long gone. That never happens anymore.
Yeah, I
And
figured.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's going off on another tangent, but the hazing stuff is pretty much gone. What that being said, you
Yeah.
see a lot of these young guys, these privates and PFCs, walking past their seniors, walking past an NCO without giving the proper reading of the day. Back in our day, like that would never happen. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like you, or your sergeant, like you went the opposite direction because you knew he left. That
Yeah.
shit didn't happen anymore.
Now, can you go into like the pipeline from I mean, you can start wherever you want. if you want to start from like when you first got in, you can, or if you want to go from like when you hit the fleet, you can. But how do you get into sniper platoon?
All right, so like I was saying, once you graduate at the Y and you hit the fleet, your platoon will put on a screener. And it could be 2 days, 3 days, it could be a paper screener. In other words, they're going to look at your PFT, your CFT, they're going to interview you, and based off that information, they'll go ahead and accept you. Of course, they're going to look at your basic rifle qualification, and you have to be an expert. Not hard to do, absolutely not. Like, you just need to pay attention to the coaches on the range, and they'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Just don't be an idiot. So it could be a paper screener, or it could be a 1 week, 2 week long screener.
Those are the
And that
ones
could
that I
consist
remember.
of. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, all the time they put one on a couple weeks ago, and stopped by and started talking to their officers. It just it comes down to the battalion commander, the risk that he wants to take. Because like we were just talking about, the hazing can get out of hand. And it's not hazing. Anything that happens to these guys is what's going to happen to them during the base course. So they're going to be tested on their land navigation skills, their observation skills, being able to, establish a baseline and derive items within that baseline that don't belong, using their optics, and they need to be able to write down and identify what these objects are. All right, that's the gradable requirement. You got stalking. Everyone sees that on TV. The guy, you go to your local surplus store, buy a ghillie suit, throw it on, now you're invisible. That's not how it works. All right, you create your own ghillie suit, and they'll teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
They'll be tested on that. Okay, you're going to be tested on Kim's games, keeping memory stupid. All right, that's what that stands for. I forgot what the background of it. Something with the Indian dude to exercise his brain. He would throughout the day, they write them down in as full detail as possible. All right, you're going to be great on stuff like that. Walk to operating into either big or
It's cutting out.
to be able to sketch it or send a report. And again, it could be the smallest thing, such as, hey, this guy was slinging his rifle over his left shoulder. A lot of it is just going to be basic, O3 XS stuff that you're going to do at SOI. You're going to get classes. You'll get classes over the weapons. You'll get classes on call for fire. Yeah, so call for fire is basically whenever I want to blow something up, utilizing mortars or artillery.
Okay.
And there's a basic format utilized to call it in over the radio in order to get that spun up and get them shooting for you. So you being that primary observer or forward observer out there at the edge of the battle space watching this, you would be the guy calling it in.
So it's like target direction and distance from target and like egress and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you can get on Google. You can look it up. Base call for fire.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could.
Yeah. So during this, like, you can Google all of this.
Really?
You're just hearing it firsthand. So yeah, you got your polar mission, your grid mission, your shift from a known point, and then your SEAD. And that's suppression of enemy air defense system. Those are your basic fire missions. Now you can into the weeds, and you can talk about CAS and calling in close air support. All right, that's a little more advanced though. You want to learn that during a screener. So at the end of the screener, you would typically have your interview with your chief scout, and that chief scout being the most senior sniper in the platoon, and he's going to ask you a array of questions. It could be, why do you want to be a sniper? Why do you want to be a platoon? How are you going to contribute yourself? How are you going to be a key player? What made you want to join? And it could be, what's your favorite ice cream? Doesn't matter. Whatever the chief scout wants to ask you, you have to answer it. So once you're accepted to the platoon, now you're going to be what's called a slug. All right, slow, lazy, untrained gunmen. And from then on, you're going to receive a lot of classes. You're going to go to the range, and the hogs are going to teach you how to shoot, how to do land nav better, how to operate, how to use VHF radios, UHF radios, how to call for fire. They might start dabbling into how to call in close air support, but they're going to be teaching you and grading you on the basic skills that's going to be needed for the basic Scout Sniper course. And once they feel you're ready, they'll go ahead and they'll send you to school. That could be a couple months. That could be like for me, it was a couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Or it could be a couple months. It could be a couple years. It could be you never get a chance because you're always competing for that slot to go. Because by
Yeah.
the time you show up to school, it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? It's an evaluation.
Yeah.
Like you should know everything by the time you get there. They're just fine tuning you and grading you on how good you are.
Word. So how's that process with like the hogs when you're a slug? Like how is that? Is that like a gentle, like touchy feel, or are they just kicking you in the head the whole time?
Um,
What's the
I mean,
dynamic there?
you're gonna be tested. So once you like start to understand things
Yeah.
and you've proven yourself in the platoon, you've
Uh-huh.
proven your worthiness, then you'd become a pig, and that's a professionally instructed gunman. All right. Once you graduate the actual basic Scout Sniper school, that's when you'd become a hog, a hunter, a gunman,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where you get your hog's tooth. You see it on TV, you see it on the internet. Doesn't matter if you're Army or the Marine Corps, you're still a hog. They're still pigs. They're still slugs.
Gotcha.
Now, you're asking how you're going to get treated in a platoon?
Yeah.
You're going to be treated with respect. But with that being said, understand we're going to push you to the limit.
Yeah. You got to get
All
down to
right.
throwdown.
Yep. The
Yeah.
saying is be comfortable being uncomfortable, and all it takes is all you got. And they're
Mm-hmm.
going to get it out of you, or you're going to quit. It is a voluntary platoon. No one's forcing you to go there. At any point in time you want to quit, you can quit. We don't want you. We are looking for the best guys in the battalion
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, that is the battalion commander's platoon.
I wish that's how the infantry was. I wish that like that could have been us. Like it would have been a lot better, and we would have had a better quality of Marine if we sat down with the platoon or whatever once a month and we're like, who wants to leave? Who wants to go? Who wants to
Yeah.
get out of here? And if they said I do, then just be like, bye. Go be a pogue. Go sit in supply. Go sit in HR. Like, whatever. I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously,
I
that's
don't know.
a lot higher than our pay grade to make that call, but
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean,
just give the guys an option. Like, who doesn't want to hike anymore? Who doesn't want to be wet anymore? Who doesn't want to be here? Who doesn't want to go out and shoot? Who doesn't want to go hunt? Get out.
I mean, for that guy that's joining the military, he wants to be infantry. He doesn't know what he wants to do, but hey, like, I want to shoot some fucking guns and blow shit up, like, badass.
Yeah.
That's what you need to be. But just know it's not all badass blowing up guns, blowing shit up, shooting guns. Like, if you have a good senior, just like I tell my guys, like I can be super nice to you and sweet, and never yell or nothing,
Uh huh.
or I can train you and prep you to go to war.
Yeah.
Which is it going to be? Like your people are going to die. You're going to see people die. You're going to see people get hurt.
Yeah.
Like it is not. It's fun, but it's not fun.
It's
Like
fun
it's
until
fun, but
somebody gets messed up, man. And then
yeah,
it's like,
for
oh
sure.
God, could happen to anybody. Like
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
real
That's
life.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I think even in our time, looking back on it, I feel like it could have been we could have been harder, like on ourselves
Yep, absolutely.
and on the next generation. I don't know. I always try to, and if any of my old guys are watching this, I'm sure that they can comment or whatever. I was pretty like I wouldn't necessarily say hard. I didn't scream a lot, but like you're gonna feel it. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know. Do you remember those days when we were team leaders?
Oh yeah. My guys are out there doing gun drills blindfolded until they can get underneath the timeline. But guess what? When we went out to ITX, or
They
now it's
killed
called
it.
ITX, back then Yeah, it's CAX. They crushed it, absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
The gunner of CAX came over, talked to them, said that, hey, you guys are killing this, and that's what it takes. Like, no one cares that you're hurting. No one cares that it's hot. No one cares that it's cold.
Yeah.
It's you having to tell yourself, someone is depending on me. My buddy is depending on me to perform, and
Yep.
I have to perform.
I
Like,
have a friend.
I read,
Sorry, go
what's
ahead.
that?
Go ahead. Sorry. If you were, I was just gonna say,
Like, it's
oh,
a
Jesus Christ.
mindset
Yeah.
that
Yeah. It is, man, because nobody cares. Like, as soon as
in
you,
infantry, it really is. And if you're sitting here wondering, should I do this? Can I do this? You've already failed. It's project for
yeah, you've
issue.
already given up.
Um, you know, yeah,
Yeah. I think
you can't do that.
nobody
Like,
cares, man. Like, if you're on patrol and you take contact, that what matters is what you do. And like, if you can't get up and run, or if you can't hit the target, or if you can't throw a grenade far enough, nobody gives a shit if it was raining 2 months ago and that's why you didn't run twice that day. Or nobody cares, like, you didn't tread water for an hour the other day because it was cold in the water. Like, nobody cares. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. What matters is like what are you gonna do when the time comes, and are you gonna be ready?
yeah, I mean, it could be as simple as, there was times when we were patrolling. I was like, fuck, man. If we took contact right now, like, I haven't drinking any water. Like, I'm cramping. Well, guess
Yes.
what? I just failed the rest of the squad. Like, I didn't have that self discipline to, okay, you need to make sure you're fucking drinking water. This is
Yeah.
basic stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's probably doesn't. I hope that this isn't making the viewer or whoever like not be able to follow. But yeah, like, it's, you would
Sorry.
think simple tasks people you could trust people to do, but you can't. Especially whenever they get uncomfortable. Like, as soon as it gets wet, or you get tired, or you haven't slept in 2 days, you would think that they could brush their teeth or they could drink enough water, but they won't. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, another like, I don't know. Nothing you think of, like we like to say, you never make a comfort based decision. If it's going to
yeah,
be comfortable and it's going to make you happy, that's probably not the right decision to make.
yeah, that's 100% right. If you, yeah, I tell myself all that all the time, man. I've been trying to get back, like, into it for this, like, waft program or whatever. But I'm like, man, I am freaking soft. I was like, I sit down at the end of the day and I'm like, man, I'm a bitch, man. Like,
Yeah.
I feel terrible. Oh,
Like, talking to my brother, he's asking, what can I do to get back in shape? And obviously, like, there's the diet portion.
yeah,
Like, yeah, so you want to do that. Like, dude, I don't even do like the whole, okay, I'm gonna do sets and reps now. I go, okay, what do I need to do for my job? Well, I need to be able to run. I need to be able to carry 120 pounds on my back, like, really stupid far.
yeah,
Uh, so, like, I don't know, I'll get on the bench press and I'll start cranking them out. And whenever it starts hurting,
yeah,
I do like five more. And then, all right, let's do it again. Like, I don't follow a program anymore. Like, I do
yeah.
it till it hurts, try to keep going as much as possible.
It's like mission essential, like, stuff. And I've been doing the same thing. I've been kind of approaching my stuff the same way. When you think about, like, MARSOC guys or like special operation guys or whatever, I'm sure some of them do bodybuild and stuff, but a lot of them, like, they run and they row and they do, like, high intensity, like, low rest stuff because that's what their job is. They don't care about the
Yeah.
way that they look. I mean, and subjectively, I guess they look good because they're lean, like, young men that are, like, have a little bit of muscle, but they're not, like, they're not concerned. It doesn't seem like. It's just they're trying to be good at their job. That's all they care about. And the byproduct of that is looking good, but they don't work out to
Yeah.
look good, right? Is that, am I right about that?
No, absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
we had a guy, we had a kid come. He wanted to get in the platoon. And like he knows shit looked like a bodybuilder. Like this dude was Jack fucking Diesel.
Uh-huh.
And he had a lot of pride in that and was talking shit to some of the other guys. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go throw on a 50-pound ruck, and we're gonna start running.
Yeah.
Dude fell out in the first 3 miles. Right, that goes back to I don't care what you look like. I
Yeah.
don't care who you are. I care that you can perform. That's
Yeah.
cool that you're strong and you can deadlift 600 pounds and bench press 300. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I care that you can do your job. If you can't, I don't want you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a harsh reality for a lot of people though, because I feel like a lot of people think that they're like more in shape than they are, especially when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because like you're saying, that bodybuilder guy, like, oh yeah, I'm huge, I'm strong, I can do whatever, I can conquer the world. And then you're like, go run 25 miles. And then they're just like, what?
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to a lot of people think. Well, let's
Yeah.
talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Quit worrying about what other people think of you.
Yeah.
Quit worrying about what people view of you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, am I in the most physical shape? Probably not. Am I in shape? Yes, absolutely. Do I look like I'm in shape? Yeah. But am I Jack Diesel? No. Would I like to be? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But who cares? Who fucking cares? Because I know what I do. I know what I need to do in order to do my job.
Yeah. If you like, say you got on a cycle and you gained 25 pounds, you'd probably be less like, you'd be less able.
Oh yeah, and I just got done doing that a couple months ago. I did a SARM cycle that one put on some mass,
Uh-huh.
and it just absolutely destroyed my cardio. And I finally talked to my wife. I'm like, never again. I'm not doing this. It ain't worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So talk about your cardio.
but
What's like your 3 mile time?
right now, I'm probably looking at, I don't know, 20 to 21 and a half, if I'm being honest.
Okay. So like relatively slow.
Best ever out was 1920. So,
1920s. I gotcha. That's pretty cool, man. Um, what is there anything else you want to throw at? Like, do you still go do your machine gunner stuff, or do you still do your secondary MOSs, or was that more for like um, just reference? Like, why did they send you to get secondary MOSs?
what do you mean? Oh, okay, I got you. So, it just comes down to that efficiency and
Mm,
lethality, I guess you could say.
yeah.
I mean, if you're in the platoon, you're a smart individual. Like there's a requirement GT score of 100. I believe it's 100.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be not dumb,
Yeah.
right? You have to be able to learn.
Yeah.
Um,
You have to read.
yeah. So like such as if I want to call in CAS, well,
Mm-hmm.
technically I would need a JTAC with me. That's a different MOS. That's a different guy coming out with us. Well, he may not know how we operate. Now I have to school him up what I need him to do. I need to school him up how to stay concealed and to do what I say. Vice is, well, I can just learn his job and then I can do it myself.
Yeah.
Not to miss.
God, it's so funny, man. Like, I don't know. I just think it's cool. It's cool to see like you from back then to now. I think for me at least.
I guess.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
you're the same, but it's different. I don't know. It's
Just
like,
I hit the mature button and the partying was over and it
yeah,
was, hey, let's get after it.
yeah, that's dope though, because that means you'll actually not. I mean, you'll have a better chance of like continuing that career if that's what you want. But if you don't grow up, then you won't make it. You'll get forced out or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
So
just true.
yeah. So I don't know. I think it's cool.
What else would we need now?
So
Let's see.
some stuff I wrote down were SOI, but I think when you said SOI, I don't think you said School of Infantry, but when you said ITB, you said Infantry Training Battalion. So I was gonna see if you could
Right.
elaborate on that, and then the units, because I don't think a lot of people do know the difference in units and like that kind of thing. But I mean, that's about it. Oh no, I have one thing I wanted to tell you. Um, the ghillie suit thing, when you're talking about that,
Uh
um,
huh.
like you were saying, a ghillie suit, whenever you make a ghillie suit, you make it from like your surroundings, that like the grass and stuff that you're around, you take it from behind you and you go forward with it or whatever. Um,
Right.
if you take a ghillie suit from like a store, right? You go to a sporting goods store and it doesn't
Uh,
exactly match where you're at, you'll probably stand out more than you would hide. That's
um.
kind of what I was thinking, but I didn't know. I didn't know if that was.
All I'm doing with the ghillie suit
Uh-huh.
is I'm breaking up the human outline.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's it. Like, yes, I'm trying to match the baseline that I'm in and whatever terrain I'm in. I'm trying to match that.
Uh-huh.
And there's different techniques that you'll learn at school. You know, those seniors, those hogs, they'll teach you how to master those techniques.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, like you're saying, if you went to Cabela's, you know, dropped $100 or whatever they are, you know, the whole like mossy oak shit,
Yeah.
yeah, probably not going to work out too well for you, at least for a trained observer. All right.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah, yeah.
that
Somebody that
knows
knows
what,
what they're looking at.
yeah. Now, you know, sure, if you're deer hunting, turkey hunting, like turkey hunters use it all the time, yeah, that's a great tool to use. If you're trying to hide from people that are trying to kill you, maybe not the best thing to go use.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
think.
I want to put that in your shopping cart for the boogaloo that's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
get YouTube. You can YouTube how to build a ghillie suit. That's really what your heart desires, and learn something off the internet. Um, at the same time, like it takes practice. You know,
Yeah.
when I was in school, I was very good at stalking. Um, it just clicked with me a lot faster than some of the other guys.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't get hot stalker. There was like two guys in front of me. I was kind of pissed off about it. But yeah, one day it'll just click with you, and you'll learn how to use that terrain to your advantage, and you'll learn how to use a mask. So putting something between yourself and the enemy, so you'll
Uh-huh.
get closer to them. And once you master that, like it's easy, man. But you're gonna have to sit in an ant pile. You might have to piss yourself. Like that's 100% true. I never did unless I was in the water. I just kind of turned to the side, you know, and let
Let
it
it go.
rip.
Yeah.
Yep, you gotta let it go, you know.
So do you go over like amphibious like insertions and stuff? Or do you?
Negative, negative.
Okay. So it's just
Nope.
ground to ground stuff.
Several legs. That's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
Mineral. There are things being talked about way up, you know, headquarters, Marine Corps, Pentagon stuff
Yeah.
about what's the future of snipers.
Mm-hmm.
So some of that might be, you know, changing here in the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted something like that, you'd be looking at, you know, going to recon. And everyone's seen, what's that, Heartbreak Ridge?
Yeah.
What's that dude's name?
Dude, I feel bad. We're probably gonna get
Anyway.
roasted in the comments if anybody makes it this far, but I can't remember. It's the get off my lawn guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
I
if you
can't
want
remember
to
his
do
name.
something like that and go from the water to land, then you're looking at recon.
Recon, yeah.
And unless it's changed, like I have some buddies in recon. You know, I went to school with some recon guys, but I'm pretty sure you still do SOI, you still do the BRC,
Yeah.
your basic recon course, and they just haze you in the water. You have standards to meet. I don't know those standards off the top of my head.
Uh-huh.
You can get on, you know, Marines.mil or whatever the Marines page and look up the prerequisites.
Mm-hmm.
But those guys, once they do graduate BRC, they're either going to dive school or they're going to jump school,
Yeah. I know, so
and they'll
one thing to
do
add
the
on to
camel
them,
jump.
everybody that I know that went recon instead of a line unit, like meaning like infantry, you're gonna deploy soon, is that I got out with 2 deployments before they ever deployed.
Oh
So
yeah, absolutely. Um, if you go recon, just prepare yourself. You're going to school after school after school after school. Those guys are the special operate. They fall underneath special operations command for the Marine Corps.
Mhm.
Like they'd be right underneath MARSOC would be recon,
Mhm.
and you got recon, and you got force recon. I'm not going to talk too much about that, only because I don't want to lie to you guys about what the difference is. I know force usually is a lot more senior guys, but yeah, once you graduate that BRC, you're doing dive school or you're doing jump school.
Yeah, I
What
gotcha.
the unit's doing, you might immediately deploy.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, those guys still go to the sniper school. Like within their squads or teams, they're still going to have snipers.
Mhm.
Um, or if absolute need be, we could, depending on what the operation is, we could get attached to them.
Okay.
It just depends if we're in support of the regiment or the battalion. Typically, right as of right now, we're a battalion asset.
Do you think you're gonna make that bridge? Are you gonna go over there or no? Would you
No,
want to?
no, not my time.
No. Why is that? You too old or what? You just
Yeah,
don't want to?
getting old, getting too senior, and by the time. So a sniper can serve. You can serve as a sniper from PFC to gunnery sergeant technically.
Mhm.
So like if we went to Afghanistan, I was a gunny. If
Oh.
really wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Typically, you see that stop though at sergeant. Once you pick up staff sergeant, then that battalion commander, that sergeant major is going to make you platoon sergeant.
And then at that point, is it just administrative or what?
Yeah, administrative, uh, locking on ranges, locking on training requirements that need to get done, whether that be the stupid computer stuff that we used to do, or us actually going out to the field.
Yeah.
Um, I mean
Man.
that's when you're running gun days are pretty much over and done with.
Or done. Then it's MARSOC time, baby.
Oh yeah, everyone wants to go MARSOC. No one wants to do MARSOC stuff though. I'll tell you right now, I have friends, quite a few friends over there. The
Really?
grass is not greener, ladies and
No?
gents.
No greener grass?
Everyone thinks I go MARSOC, I can grow a beard, I never have to blast my boots, I can have all my gear I want. And some of that's true, but you're still expected to be a Marine. Like you still have a standard.
Yeah.
You should be keeping each other in check as well. Do they get to go do the fun deployments? Sure. Do they get to go do the fun training? Yeah. Do they get cooler gear? Yeah. But if you're looking to, I don't know, go do your own fucking program, hang on MARSOC now, like I made it on special operations, like that's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just a better grunt, I feel like.
Yep, you're just a more highly trained grunt.
Yeah.
And same thing with snipers. I mean, I'm still a grunt. I'm just have the specialty of I'm very proficient in land navigation, very
Mhm.
proficient in mission planning, in briefing commanders or company commanders
Mhm.
on how I feel that they should employ their forces or how can I contribute to their attack or their defense, whatever it may be.
Mhm.
Obviously, the shooting aspect, there is a standard. If you go to school, uh, you're expected to shoot 80% or higher. All field skills are 70% or higher. I'm proficient in infiltration. Um, yeah, that's really it.
Dang.
I mean, once you go to school, and I mean, they got what's that show? There's a show where they featured Camp Pendleton in their schoolhouse,
I don't know. I don't know. Just
making the cut, surviving the cut. There you go, surviving the
surviving
cut.
the cut. There you go.
So those guys that are thinking about doing something like this, I'll tell you right now, with me,
Hearing it.
I live out in town. You can look this up too.
Okay.
I make about $2,000 a paycheck. Now, when me and Miggles were youngins, our paycheck was like what 650, 700 bucks.
Yeah, something like that.
So you ain't gonna get paid doing this job. That's for damn sure. Um, what was I saying? I lost track.
That's all good.
Oh yeah, if and when you go to, oh yeah, those guys want to do this. If you go on YouTube, I think now you have to pay for it. But that show, Surviving the Cut, it kind of shows you some of the things those guys have to do during those schools.
So you think that's like an
They
accurate
picture,
representation? You think that's pretty close?
yeah, pretty accurate. Obviously, there's a lot they're cutting out. Um, but you go to basic sniper school,
Mm-hmm.
your PFT or CFT,
Mm-hmm.
you have to run a first class. Um, you'll immediately start your practical application with land nav skills.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll have to test out both day and night.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I believe you get tested on your observation. And so you'll have some practices with that. You'll go into your graded one. After that, you got your shooting for your known distance shooting, and
Mm-hmm.
then your unknown distance shooting. If you make it through that, during that phase, that's phase two, your unknown distance. Phase two is going to be unknown and stalking, and now it's called infiltration, I believe. So you get graded on both of those, and then you'll go into phase three, which is your mission planning. And that's where they'll hand you a 5 graph order, essentially your 5 W's, what's been going on, what the bad guys are doing. This is the company commander's intent,
Mm-hmm.
the battalion commander's intent. This is where all the forces are. Make a plan. How are you going to complete this task? They're going to give you a task that becomes your mission. How am I going to complete this mission? What gear do I need to request? What's my primary alternate routes? What happens if I get compromised? What happens if I take a casualty? What happens if old boy gets captured? What happens if I lose a Marine? What happens if my radio goes out? How am I still going to communicate?
Yeah.
What support? What fire support agencies do I have in support of me? So there's definitely a lot that goes into it.
Yeah,
But I would say if you,
there's a lot, man. People don't think about like getting hit, like, cause you can't just like you can't just move some leaves and throw some leaves over somebody and just leave them. like
no,
like what happens, yeah, and especially like working in small teams. If one person gets hit, that's a shitload of weight you got to figure out.
yeah, well, especially for us, because we're only operating with 5 guys, five
Yeah.
six guys.
Uh
One of
huh.
our guys go down, like that's pretty much it. Like we're done. Mission to the board.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I remember back in the days whenever I went to squad leader school, um the rule was like 3-1 engagement. So like three of you versus
Mm-hmm.
one of the enemy or whatever. I'm sure that's different for you
Mm-hmm.
guys, but you're already outnumbered by the time that you take your first shot, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's why we rely on being clandestine and utilizing that stealth.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, absolutely, 3 to 1. I mean, it still applies, but before I take that shot, or guys are walking up on me, I need to know, is the juice worth the squeeze? Continue the
Yeah.
mission, or am I on the board? Move to extract.
Yeah, am I going to get everybody killed,
And
or am I going to swag this guy and then we're going to leave okay?
yeah, I mean, it comes down on that team leader. It's his call. It's his team. If maybe I can use mortars as harassing fires and a distraction to, move the bad guys out of the area so we can move somewhere else.
Yeah.
That way we can stay on the mission, stay objective,
Hmm.
then that's what I need to do. But if I'm going to have to go ahead and pop that cherry and get in a gunfight, okay, well, have I already called up QRF and spun them up, which is a quick reaction force?
Hmm.
Um, or, whatever plan that I came up with, my 5 graph order, and I briefed, they're going off of that. So maybe I get compromised. I'm having to bound back and return fire and break contact. Now I'm moving to emergency extract.
Yeah. Are you?
Or maybe, I don't know, like I've lost everything, my weapons, I just have map and compass. Like there's a plan for that.
Yeah.
So the in depth of planning and details that you go into a platoon, like be prepared for that. It is a lot.
It's a lot of
And you're
thinking.
gonna have to memorize. Yeah, and you have to think outside the box. Flip the map around. If I was a bad guy, how would I kill me?
Yeah. Man, are you still carrying one in the like a round in your grenade pouch or whatever? Or you still waiting to schwack yourself if you have to, or like what's the end game there?
No, I don't think I'd do that. I guess I'd go out fighting. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd be probably calling an airstrike on our paws.
yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking.
I don't know.
That would suck
Oh,
though.
okay.
Just walk. I'd probably walk it in, or like cut it off, like drop it in between us and slowly walk it both ways. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's another thing I think that people don't realize is like being a sniper's cool, I guess, if you're into it. But I mean it's not a fucking game.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, and other guys would agree too. It is the best time I've had in the military,
Really?
hands down. Also been the shittiest times. I
Yeah.
mean, the first time I took my guys out, I was up for 48 hours straight before I took a 1 or 2 hour nap, and then I
Uh-huh.
was up for another 24. And like that's what it goes back to. Know yourself. Like that's what it takes. Like no one cares that you're tired.
Yeah.
Focus
Yeah.
enough to complete this task.
Yeah, no, nobody cares. That and that's I was trying to I think I was saying this earlier, but I was telling somebody else that nobody cares. If you're not in shape, nobody gives a shit. They want to know why you can't carry the pack. They don't care. I
Yep.
mean, like I mean not that's caring, I guess. You see what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to know the reason the excuse that you have. They want you to perform, and if you can't perform, they're like you're letting us all down. So nobody
Yeah.
gives a
I don't
shit.
need you
Yeah,
because
yeah.
now I have to carry that weight now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that sucks. I've done that before. I remember
Yep.
carrying other people's packs and rifles, and now I got 200 pounds and fresh, like, stretch fractures in my legs because you didn't want to hike.
Yeah, but guess what? No one cares you have that stress fracture.
Yeah, yeah, nobody cares about that either. So 2 months from then, whenever we're on a 20-mile run and I can't do it because my legs are falling apart, nobody cares that they're broken. They just want me to finish. So,
Yep.
I mean, ultimately, that's what it comes down to, I guess.
You just gotta know yourself, man.
Yeah,
Seek self improvement. Every day is a new day, it's a new challenge. What are you gonna do to make a difference? Whether that's you going to school, or are you gonna pay attention in class, or are you gonna skip class, or are you just gonna go fall asleep?
yeah,
Like, what are you doing to better yourself every single day?
yeah. That's
Ask
pretty
yourself
cool,
that.
though. That's motivational. I feel like that's somebody can get something from that. I don't know. I feel like
Who is it?
what's up?
I was gonna say Jocko Willick. I listen to his podcast quite a bit.
Yeah, I listen to
You
David
know,
Goggins sometimes.
like those guys wake up at 4 a.m. every single day and work out, get after it.
Hmm. And they don't have to.
They'll
I
tell
think.
you if and when you ever get a tooth, your hog tooth,
Yeah,
you have to earn this every single day.
yeah,
You're gonna show back up, and they're gonna expect that you know everything, and that's the god honest truth.
yeah,
And like, I'll be honest, I showed up, and there was shit I didn't know.
yeah,
Like, hey, we need you to do this. Like, Roger that. I'll get it done. Fuck, I don't know how to do this, but guess what? I'm gonna figure out how to get this done.
yeah, yeah. That's you got to
All
be
my
malleable, man.
just a mindset.
I think the way that, at least the way that I would look at it is, I wouldn't celebrate until my EAS date. Like
Absolutely.
if you're in it, you're in it, and you have to stay in it. And if you don't stay in it, then probably somebody else is going to get hurt because of it, and then you have
Yeah,
to live
it's
with that
time
for
to
the rest
hang
of
it
your
up.
life.
It's time to hang it up.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
That day you quit caring is the day you became a liability to someone.
yep. So what? I mean, I feel like that's pretty good. That's a lot of information there. Is there anything you want to say, like in closing, like anything you'd recommend or anything? I mean, is there anything you want to throw on top of it?
I don't know. I mean, if I was talking to that high school kid who doesn't know what they want to do, like I do believe that. everyone should give back to the country, no matter what your beliefs are, political, religion, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
The fact of the matter is, like, you do live in a free country. Don't take my word for it. Ask someone who's been to different countries, whether that was, visiting on vacation
Mhm.
or some military guy that, went overseas and fought. Like, we have a lot of great things here in America. Um, but if you're trying to make that decision whether to join the military or not, there, whether, Army, Air Force, Marines, doesn't matter. Do your 4 years, get a taste of it.
Uh-huh.
Um, Obviously, the longer you're in, the more responsibility you're going to get. The easier, I say easier. For me, it was easier it got. But if you're trying to do that special operations, SEAL, snipers, MARSOC, recon, like, you have to be top notch.
Mhm.
And a lot of it comes down to, like I keep saying, it's a mindset, it's maturity. You understand that you're always getting graded, you're always expected to perform, and you just got to bring your A game.
Sweet.
Like, there's no, hey, I was mediocre in wrestling, like, I can go crush this. Negative.
Mhm.
You know, you listen to Jocko Willick, like he's talking about in when he's going through buds. There were some like his class, and they just couldn't hack it mentally. And
Yeah.
he wasn't the best one. He wasn't the best runner, but when it came time to that beach run, he ran as fast and as hard as he could until he was done.
Mhm.
That's the mentality that it takes to do something like this.
Yeah. Yeah, those programs are designed to break you down. It doesn't matter how good a shape you're in. They want to see what you do when you're uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're designed for people in shape. Like they you're not gonna go and beat the system, man. Like it's not gonna happen.
No, I mean, there were definitely times during school when I asked myself, like, I don't know if I can do this. I really don't.
Mm.
And I looked to my left, I looked to my right, and guess what? Everyone's just suffering with me. And you know what? They can do it. I can do it too. Like, I can't give up on them.
Yeah, or yourself, because I feel like you would have like if you because you knew that was like your one shot, or like a lot of people don't get multiple shots or whatever. So if you would have given up and like willfully quit, you would have had to live with that for the rest of your life,
Yep,
and that would have sucked.
absolutely.
I
Like,
think.
if I didn't pass, at least then I could have walked away and said I gave it my all. There's no regrets. There's
Yeah, yeah,
nothing
yeah, yeah,
different
yeah.
now with.
Yeah, or if you like broke your back or something, or your leg, and they were like, you can't run 20 miles a day anymore because your leg's broken, you'd be like, oh, okay. But
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
just gave up, I'm sure that you'd feel like poop.
Yep. I mean, there's definitely guys that did that, and you could tell. You could tell the second they gave up.
They're just like, man, I just messed up real bad.
Yeah. Like, damn, this sucks. This hurts. And they stopped, and we're all sitting here like, yeah, man, like, get back at it or get out.
Yeah, we're not over here having a pizza party either.
No.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, thanks, man. I'm hoping this helps somebody. I'm sure that it will. If one person
I
watches
hope
it, it'll
so.
be worth it, I think.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you doing this and reaching out to me. And if it can help some kid or someone who's trying to decide what they want to do with their life, maybe this is what they want. Maybe they thought this is what they wanted, and after listening to this, like, damn, maybe I should do something else, which is okay. That's fine.
Everybody has their
Fine. Everyone,
place.
everyone, yeah, everyone has their place.
Yeah, everybody has like a certain level of like discomfort and pain that they can handle, I think. And if
Yeah,
you can't, then you don't belong. And it's the
yeah.
harsh
Like,
reality of it.
save your body now. Don't put yourself through something like
Yeah.
that. Like, go, I don't know, go be a manager somewhere, just a different job in the military. Everyone serves a purpose. Everyone has different jobs.
Yeah. I feel I don't know. Oh, I'll ask you one more thing. I don't know if you feel this way or not, but I know a lot of us that came up together um have like a certain type of mentality. I is and I don't know if it's like an alpha mentality, but it's like I won't quit before I die type of thing. And you can
Mm-hmm.
tell it. At least I can. Like when we all get together, usually, you can tell who still is about it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Does that make sense?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like you can tell, when we get these new kids, fresh out of SOI,
Mhm.
you can tell who's here to go fight, who's here to get after it,
Mhm.
get it for free college.
Yeah.
And it's like, like I'll show you to the water, man, but I can't make you drink. And I tell all my guys, like, I'm here to prepare you for combat. Like I'm prepping you to go kill and to get shot at. But guess what? It's a higher calling. Because like you're saying, that alpha mentality. We joined knowing that we're going to go to war, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted that because I took the mindset, like, if you're going to try to take something away from me, or hurt my family or hurt my friends, like, you're going to have to come through me first.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking anyone, and I hate it so much when they're like, thank you for your service, thank you for your service. Like, dude, it's a fucking job.
Yeah.
Like, you chose to go do this in your life. This is what I chose to do, and I enjoy it, and I'm good at it.
Yeah.
But you have to have that desire. All right? And I'm tired of these kids joining for the free college. And I understand, like, life happens, and maybe that's what you have to do or get
Yeah.
yourself into. And hopefully this interview helps.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not saying that like joining the military for free college is bad, but I think he's saying more or less like it's know your role, I guess. Like if you're just in it for free college, then go play a safe game. Like
You're doing it for, it's a higher calling, a
yeah.
picture bigger than yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I get that. I mean, there was so many, and back to the thing again where I wish that they would let people quit or move into pogue units. There was so many people. Well, I wouldn't say so many. There was out of 250, there was probably 10 to 20 folks that didn't belong, and it was very clear that they didn't belong, and they should have gotten removed, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And then they caused problems, and they got people hurt, and that's just how
Yeah.
it goes, I guess. But I feel like there should be some kind of like there should be a way out. If you can't hack it, if you don't want to hack it, then get the fuck out. Leave. Don't come back. Go sit in supply. That's the way I wish it was. I know that we're, at that time we couldn't make that decision, but somebody should have been able to keep us safe. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I mean, I get what you're saying because we've both seen it. But like now that I've progressed, and I've been in for quite some time now.
Uh-huh.
The leadership has a lot to do with it, and
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
wants to be the first person to jump at, well, the commander sucks, first sergeant sucks. No, man, it comes down to you. Like,
Individual
you're
action,
that
yeah.
direct it, and like, even me, if I had a guy like that, what can I do to better this guy?
To
What can
fix
I
them.
do to set him up for success?
Yeah.
And that goes back. I sit my guys down. Like, look, man, hey, Bob, your job is crucial. Like, I know you're just operating radio, but guess what? When I'm over here doing this and this guy's doing this, I expect you to be able to know that thing in and out and to get done what needs to get done.
Yeah.
Like, without you, we wouldn't be a team.
That's the
You matter.
difference. That's the difference
And
between
once you
us.
start, once you start empowering that person,
Yeah.
you know, then they feel, that friendship, that bond, that team, that fight,
Yeah.
and they'll start working for you.
I think
Like,
that's the
I've
difference
learned the
between
whole,
that's the difference between us back then and now. I think like
yeah,
because now I have that, like I know how to mentor now. Like I know the proper way to mentor. Back then it
yeah,
was like just fucking beat their ass, like just slam their head
yeah.
against the wall and be like fucking figure it out. But like I get
Yeah,
what you're saying.
that's what happened to us, and
Yeah.
it wasn't the best way, man. And my senior, like, no shit, I wanted to kill him when we got to Afghanistan, and it wasn't until we got back that I realized, hey, this guy put me through the grinder for these reasons, and now
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah,
And
and
without
I'm
that,
not saying it's for better or for worse. I'm just saying like I don't know. I feel like that mentor mentality, like you talking to people and being like, listen, man, you fucking suck, and I'm going to make you better, and this is how we're going to do it. That's probably better than just being like, get the fuck away from me.
Yep. Yeah, you have to be that mentor because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're looking at you like God, man. Like you've been there, you've done that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, like you get those shit birds that they don't want to be here, and you can tell.
Yeah. See,
And only
I'm
thing
all
you can
about helping
do.
people that want to help themselves, man. But it's when
Now,
they,
I will say when it comes to the platoon, like I said, it's a vol. Get there, and somehow, some way, you make it in, and then we see that you're slacking,
uh-huh.
and then that drop there, absolutely, we can kick you out.
Yeah,
We'll kick you back wherever you came from, and then you can serve the rest of your enlistment.
with them.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you. All right, man. Well, I'll cut it off. I hope, yeah, like I was saying before, hopefully this helps somebody. It's a nice little nugget of sniper time. So,
Good deal, man. Well, I appreciate you
yeah.
having me on.
Yeah, dude. And I'll when I edit the video and I put it all together and stuff, I'll send it to you on Messenger so you have it.
All right, sick. Badass, man.
All right. Well, I'll holler at you. Take care there.
All righty, Miggies. We'll see you.
See ya.